Okay, so yeah, we can continue with the class. So today we're going to talk about consonant sounds. Yeah, we were talking about the last session about consonants. We were giving some characteristics. No? Can you remember what were the characteristics of consonant sounds? How are we going to classify consonant sounds? Can you remember? Can you tell me? You can use the chat or your microphone. How can we classify consonant sounds?
With consonants bilabial, labial dental,
Uh-huh.
dental,
Yes, yes.
alveolar.
All right. Yeah, that's right. So we were talking about that they were bilabial, labiodental, interdental, alveolar, palatal, no glottal, velar. So, but they were referring to one specific characteristic. Oh, Fiorella says the position of the tongue. The position of the tongue is related to the vowel sounds, not consonants. No? The position of the tongue is related to the vowel sounds. Consonant sounds, remember, in vowel sounds, we have 5 characteristics, no? As Fiorella says, Fiorella mentioned one of them. Now, Fiorella mentions one of them, the position of the tongue. So we have the part of the tongue, position of the lips, length of the sound, and tense of the muscles. So this is related to the vowel sounds. But when we talk about consonants, we have just 3, not 5. 3 characteristics, general characteristics that involves, as Lucy says, no, bilabial, alveolar, but they are, well, they belong to one a characteristic. Can you remember? 3 characteristics. No, 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 no. Yeah, bilabial. Let's say go back to Lucy's answer. Bilabial, alveolar, palatal, velar, glottal. They refer to, what do they refer to?
The manner of the articulation.
Not exactly, not exactly. No, 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 no. Manner is the other. They refer to the place. Yes,
Place of the articulation.
place of articulation. Remember. And Lucy says the second one, that is manner of articulation. Manner of articulation, we refer to here nasal, stop or plosive, no, fricative, affricate, no. So we have approximant, liquid, glide. So they refer to the manner of articulation. And the third characteristic, can you remember about the third characteristic? The first one is place of articulation. Second, manner of articulation. And the third, what is the third characteristic?
Vibration.
Yes, the vibration of sounds. So it means the voicing. Remember, voicing means vibration. Voicing. So yes, you're right. Okay, so let's see. Remember, we have 3 characteristics in consonant sounds. Place of articulation, where. Remember this word, where. Where do we produce the sound? Where do we articulate? That's why he says articulation. Where do we articulate the point of articulation, the place of articulation? And we have many points, no, many places of articulation. The second one is the manner of articulation. How? Remember these 2 words, place, where, manner, how. How we stop the airflow, the airstream. All right? So this is very important. Try to remember this. Place of articulation, where. Manner of articulation, how. And voicing, as your partner says, is the vibration. If the vocal cords or vocal folds vibrate or not. Don't forget about these 3 characteristics in consonants. It's different with the vowels. Vowels, we have 5 characteristics. 5 in vowels. In consonants, just 3. Place, manner, voicing. Okay? Don't forget about it. Exactly, Fiorella. Yes, you're right. So we have the manner, the place, and the voicing. Remember, voicing. Okay, let's see. So here we have this table. Remember, we have this table. And this table, we have the characteristics of each consonant sound. No? Bilabial plosive, for example, I'm going to take into account this just to make a feedback of the characteristics. Yeah? So bilabial plosive, notice here, bilabial plosive, we have, so notice here that we have this. These sounds are bilabial. Oh, sorry, I think it's thinner. Yeah, bilabial plosive. Notice, so we have here the characteristics of the consonant sound. Bilabial, place of articulation. Plosive or stop, manner of articulation. All right? Don't forget about it. Bilabial plosive. One sound, the first sound, remember, the first sound is voiceless. The second sound is voiced. Both, remember, both sounds are bilabial, both sounds are plosive. What is the difference? The difference is the vibration. The first sound is voiceless, the second sound is voiced. So it means with vibration. Remember, voiceless, no vibration. Voiced with vibration. All right? Let's see. Let's continue. Pa, ba. So this is the first two sounds. Let's talk about all the plosive sounds. We're going to take into account the manner. Plosive sounds, so we have another ones. We have the other that are ta, da, ta, da. Notice these two sounds, ta, da. These are plosive sounds, remember, these are plosive sounds. Now the difference is the place of articulation. Notice here, they are plosive, all right? They are plosive, but the difference is in the place. These sounds are alveolar, eh? Plosive, alveolar. The other ones, pa and ba, plosive, bilabial. Here, these are plosive, alveolar. Why? Because we're going to use the tongue to the alveolar ridge, not to produce these two sounds. T, da, t, da. Please don't confuse, don't get confused. They are not letters, they are sounds. Yeah, I know that they are equal to the letters, but they are not letters. So don't forget. Yeah? So we are talking about sounds, not letters. So don't tell me, teacher, T and D. No, 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 no. T and D are the letters. The sounds are T, D, T, D. Similar to the other case, the first sound is voiceless, no vibration. The second sound is voiced with vibration. All right, let's continue with the other plosive sounds. We are in the plosive sounds. We are analyzing the consonants in an horizontal way, according to the manner of articulation. We have seen pa and ba, then ta and da, and now we are going to talk about the velar sounds. Oh, sorry. What happened? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, all right. So we have now the velar sounds. Velar sounds, we have here the sound k. Notice these are plosive, and also they are velar. They are velar. Plosive, velar. Why velar? Because they are produced in the velume, in the soft palate, the back part of your mouth. No, here, this is the back part of your mouth, the soft palate. So we call that soft palate or velume. That's why we call them velar sounds. Yeah? So these are velar sounds, and also they are plosive. So these sounds are k, g, k, g. All right. So these are two sounds. No K, no G. K, G is the letters, but we are not talking about letters. Sounds. K, 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 and the other sound with vibration. G, g, g. All right. So notice here. Notice that we have here. Yeah, we have here six. Notice six plosive sounds or a stop, no? Six plosive sounds. So listen to me. Pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. So we have these six plosive consonant sounds. What is the difference? The place of articulation. The first two sounds are bilabial. No, notice here. The first two sounds are bilabial. Pa, ba, bilabial. The other two sounds are alveolar. And the next two sounds are velar. So the six sounds are plosive. So the manner of articulation is the same. All of them are plosive or stop. What's the difference? The place of articulation, where you produce the sound. The first two sound bilabial because we use both lips, no? Pa, ba, pa, ba. The second two sounds are alveolar. Why? Because the tongue, the tip tongue, goes to the alveolar ridge. T, da, t, da. And the third two sounds are velar. Why? Because the tongue, again, the back part of your tongue goes to the back part of the mouth, to the soft palate, and you close it and then release the air. K, g, k, g, k, g. So notice here these consonants. And the other difference of these sounds is the vibration. Pa, ba, pa, voiceless, ba, voiced. The second, ta, da, ta, voiceless, da, voiced. And the last ones are k, voiceless, g, voiced. And remember this. All right, so let's continue. Now let's pass to the affricate sounds. Notice in the affricate sounds, we have just two sounds. Notice here, affricate. So we have just two affricate sounds. So what is the characteristics according to the place of articulation? So they are posalveolar or palatalveolar. In some books, they call also palatalveolar sounds. All right. So what are the sounds? Ch, j, ch, j. All right. Ch, j. So these are the sounds. The difference again here is the vibration. The first sound is voiceless. Ch, ch, ch. The second sound is voiced with vibration. J, j, j. So don't forget it. So these are affricate sound. What is the characteristic? Remember, I'm going to write it here. What is the characteristic of affricate sounds? Affricate sounds are sounds which you combine two sounds to produce one. So we are going to combine, notice, one stop sound plus one fricative sound. All right? Remember this. We are going to combine one stop sound. The affricate sound is the combination of one stop sound and one fricative sound. For example, if you could notice here the symbols, the symbols. So we are going to have the first ta, and then we have the sound sh, ta, sh, ta, sh. You join these two sounds and you produce the fricate sound. Ch, ch, ch. Remember this. And the other is the same. We have the sound da and j, da, stop, j, fricative. So you join these two sounds and produce the affricate sound. J, j. j, as in the word job, no? Job, judge, language, language, j, j, j. Notice this sound, huh? Language, language, bridge, bridge. In order to say in Spanish, puente, no? Bridge, j, j. We finish with this sound, all right? So notice, here we have two affricate sounds. Remember, two affricate sounds. The affricate sounds, as I told you, is the combination of two sounds. One stop sound and one fricative sound, all right? Let's continue. Let's pass now to the fricative sounds. Let's see here. The fricative sounds, we have more fricative sounds, no? Oh, sorry. I got confused with the, yeah. Okay, here it is. Notice, we have these fricative sounds. So we have 9 fricative sounds. What is the difference between these fricative sounds? The place of articulation. For example, here you have the first two. Notice my face, yeah? Look at my face. And the other with vibration. Use the upper teeth, remember, the upper teeth with the lower lip and release the air. Now, the same, but now vibrate it. So we have labiodental sound according to the place of articulation and fricative sound according to the manner of articulation. Teacher, the vibration, as you know it. The first sound is voiceless, no vibration. The second sound, voiced, with vibration. And remember, let's continue with the other two. The other two, I'm going to change the color. The other two fricative sounds, remember, we are talking about the fricative sounds, horizontal way. Nah? So you join with a vertical, that is the place of articulation. So the second two sounds are dental sound. Or in some other books call these sounds also interdental. Why? Because you're going to place, notice, use your tongue, remember, in order to produce consonant sounds and vowel sounds, the tongue is the principal articulator. This is called the active articulator, no? Because the other points are passive articulators. But the tongue is an active articulator because you're going to move your tongue forward, backward, to the center, to a high position, to a low position, to a middle position. So everywhere, everywhere in your vocal tract. No, you use the front part of your tongue, the tip of the tongue, the center of the tongue, the back part of the tongue. So the tongue is crucial in order to produce sounds. We are not going to produce sounds, all consonant sounds with a tongue, but most of them are produced with the tongue. And this is one of the cases, no? The dental or interdental sound. So what you have to do, you have to place the tip of your tongue, remember, can you watch it? Yes. The tip of your tongue between your teeth, like this. Stick out just a little bit, just a little bit, stick it out. Just make the movement, don't make the sound yet, all right? Just make the movement, like me, yeah? Similar to me. Look at me, look at me. Yeah, everybody. So notice this is the position. Now release the air. This is the first. The second, the same, but now with vibration. Notice here the difference. The place of articulation is the same for both sounds. You place your tip tongue between your teeth, all right? And release the air. The differences in the vibration. The differences in the vibration. The first sound is voiceless, no vibration. Huh? Stick it out. You have to stick out your tongue a little bit, not too much. No, don't do that. No, just a little bit. Just a little bit. The tip of your tongue. This is the position. Now release the air. This is a voiceless one. All right. Now the voice one. All right. So notice here. Oh, one of your permits is coming. Notice here the position. It's very important, the position. Notice my tongue. Here in my tongue. Now release the air. As in the word think. Think. Make the sound longer in order to recognize it. Don't say think. No, it's short. Make the sound longer. Think. And notice here, I'm making the sound longer. Think. Think. Now, the second sound, we have the pronoun, plural pronoun, third person plural pronoun. So we have they, they. Notice the position, they, those, that, these, there. Notice here how you're gonna place your tongue. It's very important, the position of your tongue here. The place of articulation. All right. Now let's continue with the other two sounds. Fricative sounds. Remember, we're talking about the fricative sounds. Let's pass to the alveolar sounds. Notice here. Alveolar sounds. So again, you're going to use your tongue. But, oh teacher, but we have other two alveolar sounds, ta and da. And these are alveolars too? Yes. Ta, da. And these two sounds are alveolars. What's the difference? The manner. The first are plosive. It means, what does it mean? Plosive, remember what I told you the last session. Oh, I don't know what's happening with my video. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, I think there's an interference. Yeah, well, I'm going to use my finger. My finger, yeah. So here, you have one articulator, second articulator. Notice, stop sounds or plosive sounds, you need to touch. Notice here, these articulators are together. They are together, close together, and then you release it. Then you release it. You open it to release the air, no? And these are the stops. Now, fricatives. What are we going to do with the fricatives? Notice again, the first articulator, the second articulator. So the first articulator, the second, this one is the tongue. Now, imagine that this is your tongue. So your tongue is going to approach, but not touch it. Notice here the difference. Stop, you touch. Fricative, you give a little space. Notice, you give here a little space where the air passes through. So these are the fricatives. So it means alveolar means that you're going to use the front part of your tongue to the alveolar ridge, but don't touch it. All right? You don't touch the alveolar ridge. In the plosive, you touch. With your tongue, you touch the alveolar ridge. But in fricative, you don't touch the alveolar ridge. So you say, s, s. Notice the position of your tongue. S, you move upward, no? To the alveolar ridge. You don't touch the alveolar ridge. S, s. This is the first sound, voiceless, no vibration. Now let's produce the second sound. The same. The difference is in the vibration. Z, 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 s, z, s, z. Notice here. All right. Now, so we have these alveolar fricative sounds. One is voiceless. Remember, the first sound is voiceless. The second sound is voiced, means with vibration. Let's continue with the other ones. Let's pass to the posalveolar or palatoalveolar sounds. Remember this. Oh, I'm going to use another color in order not to get confused. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. All right. Yeah, the posalveolar or palatoalveolar, remember, yeah, the posalveolar or palatoalveolar sounds. So, fricative, remember, we are talking about the fricative sounds, yeah, posalveolar or palatoalveolar sounds. So we have here, for example, you can find some differences with other authors. Yeah? Some consider these sounds palatal sounds. Others, as in this case, they consider posalveolar or palatoalveolar sounds. But I think, according to my own opinion, checking out many authors, many linguistics, so I consider these sounds as also palatal. No? They are more going to the palatal, to the hard palate, no? To the hard palate. So these sounds are shh. Notice shh, shh. No, this is the sound that we produce when we make someone to be quiet, no? Not to make too much noise. Please, silence, shh, silence, shh, 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 shh. This is the sound. Notice the symbol. The symbol is like an S but longer, no? A longer S. So this is the symbol. Shh, shh, shh. Now, make the same sound. You don't have to change anything here in the place of manner, but now make the sound with vibration. This is the second sound. And the first sound, no vibration. The second sound with vibration. And notice here, for example, the first sound you have she, short, no, shoes. The second sound you can find in the word television, and notice television, Asia, Asia. And notice here these two words. Now let's pass to the other two fricative sounds. We have the fricative velar sound. Oh, sorry, glottal sound. Velar, we don't have velar. Glottal sounds. The glottal sounds. So this sound is produced in the glottis. Remember, where is the glottis? Can you remember where is the glottis? Where is the glottis?
The space in the vocal folds?
Excellent, very good. Yes, you're right. The space, remember, the space in the vocal folds. Now remember the vocal folds are two muscles. The space between these two muscles or these two vocal folds is called the glottis. So we are going to produce the sound in the glottis. That's why we call them or call it glottal sound. Remember, teacher, how do we call fricative if your mouth is open? There is no interruption of air. Your tongue is low, your muscles are relaxed, your lips are open, your mouth is open. So there is no interruption of the air. So why do we call fricative? Why? Because the space between the vocal folds is small. It's not wide, no, it's not wide, it's narrow. That's why we call fricative sounds, because the air is going to pass through this space, this little space, and produces friction. And remember the name of fricative. Fricative means that the air passes through a little space between the articulators, and the force that you produce, or the pressure that you give to the air, makes this sound will be produced by the friction produced by the air and the articulators. No? So we have, remember, All right, now let's continue. Let's pass to the nasal sounds. Let's pass to the nasal sounds. In the nasal sounds, we have just three nasal sounds. Notice here, nasal sounds. What is the difference again? The place of articulation. Where you're going to produce these three sounds, because the manner is the same. The air is going to is going out through your nose. That's why we call nasal, no? Nasal, because the air is going through your nose. Where are you going to produce this sound? Using your lips, using the alveolar ridge, and using the soft palate. Let's start with the first sound. The first sound is bilabial, no? Bilabial sound. And notice here, look at my face. Mm, mm, and the air goes through your nose, and your nose start vibrating. Mm, 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 eh? So this sound is a voice sound. You vibrate here the nasal chamber and also here your throat. No? So you have just one. We don't have voiceless nasal bilabial, so we have just one nasal bilabial. All right. Mm, mm, mm. Let's pass to the second sound. The second sound, I'm going to change the color, is alveolar. Alveolar sound. Now again, you're going to use your tongue. You have to move your tongue, the front part of your tongue, to the alveolar ridge, and you have to touch it. What's the difference with the plosive, teacher? The plosive, you touch it. The difference is that the plosives are oral sounds. This is not oral, this is nasal sounds. All right? And notice here, you can see my tongue. You place it to the alveolar ridge. So this is the nasal alveolar sound. And again, it is voice. So it means that you're going to produce vibration. Yeah, this is a rule. All nasal sounds are voiced. So it means that you are going to produce these sounds with vibration. Yeah, all the three nasal sounds. So this is the alveolar nasal sound or nasal alveolar sound. Let's pass to the third one. Let's see. Oh, just give me a second. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the last nasal sound is a velar sound. Nasal velar sound. What do you have to do? You have to move, notice here, move the back part of your tongue to the back part of your mouth. So to the soft palate, and you have to close it. All right, you have to close it. Notice I'm going to move the back part of my tongue to the back part of my mouth. Be careful with the microphones, please. Joaquin, please, your microphone. So don't forget about this sound. You have to open your mouth, yeah? Open your mouth because you have to move back. You have to move backward your tongue, yeah? So you need to open it, yeah? Because if you don't open it, it's not possible. It's so hard to move it back, yeah? So, this is the sound. For example, in the word king, sing, swimming, and notice the tongue finishes here in the back part of your mouth. It doesn't finish in the front part of your mouth. You don't say swimming, swimming. No, it's not swimming. It's swimming. The back, swimming, swimming. And notice the back part of your tongue to the back part of your mouth. Swimming, singing, singing. Notice here this word is very important. Singing, no singing, no singing, no singing. because sing, notice sing, finish in this sound. Sing, sing, and then you add so you use twice this sound. So singing, singing. I was singing all night. I was singing all night. And notice here the pronunciation, all right? Okay, so we have three nasal sounds. Remember, three nasal sounds. Mm. The difference, again, the place. One is bilabial, the second is alveolar, and the third is velar. All right? Okay. Now, let's continue. We're just getting to the end of this table, and then we're going to pass to the practice, listening to the sound and pronouncing words. So this is the theoretical part, in order to make a review, because we talked about this the last lesson. Now, let's pass now to the approximant sounds. Teacher, what is an approximant sound? Now, remember, look at my fingers again. Remember, imagine that these are the articulators. This articulator is the passive one, and this is the active, the tongue or the upper lip or the upper teeth, because you can move this, These parts, for example, the alveolar ridge, the hard palate, the soft palate, and the upper teeth and the upper lip, they are not movable. So they are fixed. So these are fixed, and this is movable, all right? Because you can move your jaw, and notice, and you move this, you move your upper, lower teeth, lower lip, your tongue, these are movable, these articulators are movable. But here, these articulators, they are not movable, they are fixed. So notice, again, remember, stop. What does it mean, stop? Can you tell me? Stop. What happened with the articulators when we talk about stop sounds?
Touch.
Yes, excellent. They touch each other. They touch. Stop. And then you release it. Fricative, just a little space, right? You give just a little space between the articulators. You don't touch, okay? They don't touch each other. You just give a little space. Approximant. The approximant, notice. What did I do? What did I do? So I made the space wider, right? It's not so narrow, wider. But don't forget, it's not too wide, because it's too wide, it's open, it's not a consonant, it's a vowel. Remember. So notice, stop, fricative, approximant. So in order to make vowels, like this, don't forget about it. But for example, there are two consonants that are called semi-vowels, and we are going to talk about it. So approximant lateral. Approximant lateral, notice here. Why do we call this sound lateral? Because this sound, the air is going, is going out through the sides of your tongue. What is the sound? Oh, oh, oh. This is an alveolar sound because you're going to use the front part of your tongue to the alveolar ridge, and you have to touch it. Touch it. Oh, teacher, so it's not approximant because you are touching it. Yes, it's approximant. Why? Because the air is going through the sides of your tongue, so the space is bigger, right? The air is going through a bigger space. So, oh, 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 oh. So that's why we call lateral. Lateral, remember, lateral because the air is going through the sides of your tongue. All right? Lateral. Approximant because the space where the air is going out is bigger than the fricative sound. All right? So this is alveolar approximant. Yeah? Or alveolar lateral approximant. Okay? Now, let's continue with the other ones, the three last ones. So they are approximant. So we have the approximant sounds. We have three approximant sounds. We have the sound wo. Remember, the first symbol is wo. So this is bilabial. Yeah, bilabial. Wo. Approximant bilabial, because you are going to use your lips. Wa, 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 wa. Don't get confused. Ah, teacher, this is W. No, it's not W. Remember, we're talking about sounds, not letters. So wa, wa, wa. As in the word water or water in American British water. The other one is post-alveolar. Here you have the post-alveolar. That is the sound er. This sound is very interesting because you need to curl your tongue just a little bit. Yeah, the front part of your tongue, you have to curl it backward, all right? Backward. And you have to press here, press the sides of your mouth to your tongue. The tongue touches the sides of your teeth. And you have to protrude your lips. Right. Eh? Right. Notice here, wrong. I'm making the sound longer, yeah, in order to recognize it. Right. Right. Correct. Correct. Brazil. Brazil. So notice here, wrong, 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 right, right. It's not right, right. It's similar to Spanish. No, it's different, right? As I told you before, no? This movie, no? There is a movie, and I made this example very clear. The difference between the R that we have in Spanish and the that we have in English. Flor, we say flor, notice, flor. But in English, if we give an English accent, it is floor, floor, floor. Notice here what's the difference, right? So the sound is right, wrong, red. Okay, so don't forget about it. And we finish with this palatal sound. Let's pass to the palatal sound. The sound yeah, yeah, yeah. Approximant palatal sound. Yeah, yeah. Remember, as in the word yes, yellow, yellow, yes. So we have this palatal approximant sound. Remember, this is the palatal approximant sound. Now, I want you to I want you to say something interesting about two sounds. There are two sounds, as I told you before, that we are going to produce similar, not equal, similar to vowel sounds. What are they? The sound wa and the sound ya. Wa, ya. Notice here, wa and ya. So these are similar to vowel sounds. These consonants, remember, these consonants are going to be called semi-vowels. Oh, yeah, semi-vowels. Remember, semi-vowels. Why do we call them semi-vowels? Because the interruption of the air is so little. There's no so much interruption of the air. Remember what I told you before. What is the difference between a vowel sound and a consonant sound? The interruption of air. One of them, no? Because we have other differences too. But one of the differences between a vowel sound and a consonant sound is the interruption of the air. Vowel sounds are produced with no interruption of air. A, E, I, U, A, O. Notice the air goes freely. freely, no interruption of air. A, U, I, E, the air passes freely. But in consonant sounds, you are going to interrupt totally, like the stop, totally. You interrupt the air totally, completely, partially, s, s, z, sh, zh, eh? Or with a little interruption, o, and in the case of the semi-vowels, w and ya, the interruption is less. So there is a very, very little interruption of there. That's why we call them semi-vowels. So the consonant w is similar to the vowel u, and the consonant y is similar to the vowel I. For example, when you say the word university, it seems to be like an E, no? University, university. But it's not a vowel, it's a consonant, university. Notice this word starts with this consonant sound. That's why when you write this word and you need to write an article, no? Or an, what do you write? A university or an university? How do you say it? A university or an university?
We write an.
A or an?
An.
Aha. An. Let's see. I'm going to write a word. Huh? I'm going to write a word. So notice here, be careful, be careful. University, a teacher, an. No, it's not an. But teacher, you have a vowel, you. Yes, we have the spelling you, the vowel you. But when you pronounce this word, it doesn't start with a vowel. You don't say university. You don't say university. You say university, you. So you're producing a consonant, you. So you're producing this consonant, yeah, university. That's why you write a university, no, an. Remember that this article is not related to the spelling. It's related to the pronoun. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's a university, remember? I'm going to write it here. Yeah, a university. So don't forget about the rule. The rule is according to the pronunciation, not to the spelling. Well, in some cases you use the spelling, no? Most of the time there is an agreement, in this case, to the spelling and the pronunciation, but there are some cases that you are not going to follow this, no? Something similar happened with this other word. I'm going to write another word. Give me a second. So for example, this word. Okay? Yeah, can you see it? How you pronounce it?
Hour.
Hour. All right, hour. So you use an hour or an hour?
An.
Exactly. An hour. But teacher, there's a consonant, the letter H, but the letter H is not pronounced. So you say hour. Oh yeah, an hour. And notice, be careful with this. Be careful with the spelling and pronunciation. So the writing of a or an is demanded by the pronunciation, not the spelling. The pronunciation. An hour, a university. All right? Okay, so let's see. Now we are going to go to the practice. I'm going to change my screen. I'm going to go to the handout. You have this handout and you have this material. Oh, yeah, here it is. Can you watch it? Tell me you can watch it, please.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let's start. Now we are going to practice. We have analyzed the characteristics bilabial, alveolar, avidental, interdental, velar, glottal, places of articulation: manner, stop, fricative, affricate, nasal, lateral, approximant. So we have this kind of voice or voiceless. Now we are going to go to the practice. So now here you have these two first sounds, the sound pa and the sound ba. Notice the picture, and notice the picture here. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay. Oh. Yeah, here it is. Let me make it a little smaller. Yeah, here it is. All right. So in order to produce the sound, here you have the how to produce the sound. First, you have to stop the air behind your lips. Second, open your lips to release the air. If you hold a piece of paper in front of your mouth, when you open your lips, the paper moves. All right? Remember, this is the sound. No P. P is the letter. P is the sound. Yeah? All right? So let's continue with the sound and spelling. Is spelled with the letter P or double P. Notice here we have a sound and a spelling. Pa is spelled with the letter P or double P. Listen and say these words: pen, push, stop, happy, stopping. And notice here how you produce this sound. Here you have some notes about this sound. For example, the first note says, the letter P is silent at the beginning of a few words. For example, in the word psychology. Psychology. So you don't pronounce the letter P. The second note, the word cupboard is pronounced cupboard. Don't pronounce the letter P. Again, here the P sound is not pronounced. Cupboard. This is a British accent, so you don't pronounce the sound too, no? Cupboard. The third note, PH, is usually pronounced with the sound phone, phone, photo, photo, autograph, autograph. And the last note says P is the name of the letter in the alphabet. Remember, this is the alphabet in the spelling. Remember that we have seen another alphabet that we use to pronounce, to say words. It's different, yeah? It's different. We have 26 letters, but we have more than 40 sounds. So it means that we have more than 40 symbols which represent sounds. Don't forget about it. Don't get confused. The alphabet of the spelling and the alphabet for pronunciation. That is followed by the IPA, no? The International Phonetic Alphabet. Another says people often say P for pence. It costs 75p. Now this is currency of England, no? Pence is similar to say cents. No, we make a comparison between dollar. Dollar is the pound. Dollar American, pound is British. Dollar, the other category is cents. In England, in the British currency is pounds. The other category is pence or pennies. No, so here you have this. So they usually use just the sound P, 75p, no? Instead of saying 75 pence. So they say P. Let's pass to the phrases. 1, a piece of paper. 2, push or pull. 3, a deep sleep. 4, a cheap trip round Europe. A cheap trip round Europe. So this is the sound P, P, P. Remember, this is the sound P. Now, let's pass to the second sound. The second sound you have here, the sound B, B, B. Notice, it is produced in the same place of articulation. You're going to use your lips. But now you have to make your vocal folds vibrate. So, ba, 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 ba. Notice here. Yeah. So, what's the difference between these two sounds, the sound pa and the sound ba? So, there's just a little difference. If you notice on the previous, I don't know, you can watch this. Let me see. Yeah, I'm holding a piece of paper. I'm going to, just give me a second. I'm going to change my background, yeah? In order to watch it better. Because with this background, it's not possible. Just give me a second. Yeah, that's better. I think so. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now you can see better, right? So notice here this paper. Yeah. I'm going to place it in front of my mouth in order to notice the difference between the sound pa and the sound ba. Yeah. First, I'm going to produce the sound pa. So did you notice what happened? The paper start moving, right? Remember when we talk about allophones, we call this the aspiration, right? When you release the air. Now, let's produce the sound ba, 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 ba. So what happens with the paper? The paper doesn't move. So this is the difference between these two sounds too. Apart from the vibration, this is one, yeah, pa, voiceless, ba, voice. The second difference is the aspiration. The sound pa is produced with aspiration most of the times, because there are some times that you're going to produce pa with no aspiration. No? Remember that we talked about, and we are going to analyze it better in phonology. Remember, when it's at the beginning of words, the sound pa is aspirated, but when it appears at the end of words, it's not aspirated. So we are producing allophones. So the difference, again, going back to these two sounds, the sound pa and the sound ba, pa with aspiration, ba with no aspiration. Notice here, all right? Okay, so let's first do the two sounds. Here we are going to produce the two sounds. Ba, ba, all right? Ba. Sound and spelling. Ba, remember, ba is spelled with the letter B or double B. Big, best, rob, rubber, verb. So you use B or double B. No, this is the most common spelling with this sound. Note, B is silent at the end of a few words. Listen and repeat. Climb, and notice ba is not pronounced. The letter B is not pronounced. Climb, come, thumb, bum. All of these words finish in the sound climb, come, thumb, bum. No ba. You don't pronounce the letter B. The second note, B is the name of the letter, no, in the alphabet, B. So you say A, B, C, no, B. Now, let's pass to the phrases and sentences. 1, big business. 2, when was the baby born? 3, it's better to bake your own bread than to buy it. 4, what's that big building between the bank and the library? And notice here the words that you can notice the sound ba, no? Big, business, baby, born, better, or better, you want to make it reduced form, bake, bread, buy, big, building, bank, and library. All right? Now, let's pass to the sentences with pa and ba together. 1, Pamela's got a new job. 2, Paul's got big problems with his neighbors. 3, can you remember Pete's phone number? 4, pack your bags and bring your passport. So here you have sentences with these two sounds, no? The sound pa and the sound ba. Now, let's pass to the gray box here that is very important, and it's more related to phonology, but we are going to take it about. Sometimes you don't hear the sound pa or ba clearly at the end of a word. Listen, stop. Notice, I'm not saying the sound pa strongly. It's very soft. Stop. I don't say stop. No, stop. Two, don't drop that. Don't drop that. Okay? Notice the pa is soft. It's not so clear. It's soft. Don't drop that. Okay? The third one, hey Bob, hey Bob, hey Bob. It's not strong. You don't say hey Bob. No. Hey Bob. Four, the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web. So notice here that we are reducing or we are taking out these sounds. All right. So why do we do that? This is phonology. Because of phonological processes. In phonology, the next week we are going to talk about it. We are going to reduce sounds, we are going to change sounds, we are going to link sounds when we speak fluently. Notice, when we speak fluently in a connected way. That's why here some people says that this is a process related to connected speech. All right, this is called connected speech. So native speakers use these processes naturally, no, because they maybe most of them didn't analyze it, no, what is that, what is this, no, but they produce it naturally because they acquired that. All right, so they reduce sounds, they take out sounds, they elite sounds, they join sounds, they insert sounds. That's why sometimes when we hear a native speaker, it's a little complicated to understand it, no, if you're not so used to doing that. So, oh no, teacher, it's too fast. No, it's impossible for me to understand this person. He speaks too fast. That's not necessary to speak too fast. The purpose here is that the native speaker uses some, you could say that tricks, no? Some tricks in order to reduce sounds, connect words, no? They connect words a lot. They change sounds a lot. Then we're going to talk about it, all right? So this is one of the aspects related to phonology. Next week, we are going to talk about this. So here we have the exercises. Let's pass to the other two consonant sounds. The consonant ta and the consonant da. All right, ta, da, ta. As you can see here, we are going to put the tone to the alveolar ridge. All right, this is a voiceless sound. Remember, ta, 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 ta. This is the sound. Let's pass to the sound and spelling. Ta. Oh, my throat. Ta is usually spelled with the letter T. Notice ta, the sound, T, the letter to write, yeah? With the letter T or double T. Listen and say these words: T, till, 10, top, 2, 20, water, bit, complete, eat, 8, light, suit, better, bottle. So notice here the pronunciation of these sounds. Ta, this is very important. This is very important. Sometimes we get confused with the pronunciation of the past simple regular verbs. Ta is sometimes spelled in ed in past tenses, regular verbs, ed. No, you know this grammatical rule, no? In past we have regular and irregular verbs. But here, this ed is gonna have 3 ways to be pronounced, like t, like d, and like id. Then we're going to talk about it. So here you have t, stopped. You don't have to say stop it, no, stopped. And notice from the sound pa to the sound ta, stopped, stopped. Washed, no wash it, washed. Notice here, this ed, you write ed, don't get confused, don't tell me, oh no, Mr. Gation told me that you need to write with t. No, 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 no. You write ed, but you pronounce t. Washed, washed, stopped, stopped. Okay, Then we are going to analyze why. Why do we do that, teacher? Why? Why is it possible? Yeah, this is a part of a phonological process too. That is called assimilation. I don't know, you have heard about it, but then we are going to talk about it in phonology. Next week, we are going to talk about these aspects when we are going to combine sounds. Now we are just analyzing how to pronounce each sound. But remember, ta, iti, stopped, washed. Ta is spelled th in a few names. For example, you have Thailand, Thames, Thomas, and th. Thailand, Thames, Thomas. Generally, this spelling th, we use another sound that is a sound, the dental or interdental sounds. Think, thought, that, those. But there are some cases like this that you produce the sound ta. Thailand, Thames, the river, no? And Thomas, the name of the person. Let's pass to the notes. The letter T is silent in a few words. Listen, notice, listen, castle, no castle, castle. Listen, castle. The second note, T is the name of the letter in the alphabet, no? T is also the word, no? So you have this, how do we call this? Homophones, no? Words which are spelled in a different way, but they are pronounced in an equal form, no? They are the same, T, T, all right? Let's pass to the second sound, the sound D, 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 D. Remember, D. Something similar happens with ta and da. Notice again the paper. T, t, t. Now the second sound, da, 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 t, da, t, da. So what's the difference? The aspiration. The first sound, ta, is produced with aspiration, and the second sound, da, no aspiration. Don't forget about it. So let's pass to the sound and spelling. The is spelled with the letter D, letter D or double D. Listen and say these words. They, deep, do, door, did, food, good, head, ready, at, address, ladder, middle. So you have these spellings, no? We commonly find this sound in the letter D or double D. Let's pass to the gray box. Similar to the previous, no? The sound ta and da are not pronounced clearly when they appear at the end of a word, no? Something to eat. This is the slow pronunciation. Notice we are going to make a comparison. A slow pronunciation and connected speech when you speak fluently. I'm not saying fast because sometimes I confuse the term. No, yeah, I need to speak so fast. No, it's not necessary to speak so fast. No, because when you speak so fast, you seem to be like a robot. No, the purpose is not to speak too fast. The purpose is to speak connected. You need to speak in a connected way, not separating words. No, for example, when I read this sentence, no, sometimes you don't hear the sound ta or da clearly at the end of a word. I'm not saying these sentences too fast, right? But I'm saying it in a connected way. I'm not saying sometimes you don't hear the ta clearly at the end of a word. No, this is not the purpose, all right? The purpose here is to connect words. And when you connect words, when you speak in a connected way, you are going to omit some sounds, you are going to change some sounds, you are going to produce extra sounds. So you have to do many things. One of them is to elite, to take out sounds. For example, first in a slow way, I'm going to do this in a slow way. Something to eat, slow. You pronounce clearly. When you speak in a connected way, you omit the ta at the end. Something to eat. Okay, notice, something to eat. The ta is very soft. It's not strong. It's very soft. The second, slowly first. Yeah, slowly first. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. This is slow. Connected. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. Notice that ta is soft. It's very, very soft. It's not strong. Number 3, the end of the road. This is in a slow way. The end of the road. Now, connected. The end of the road. The end of the road. The sound da is not strong. Number 4, writing on the board. Writing on the board. Da. In a connected way. Writing on the board. Writing on the board. And notice that the da is pronounced very soft or sometimes disappear. You don't pronounce the sound da. Writing on board. And notice you are going to do that. Now, another characteristic of these two sounds. The vowel sound, notice, the vowel sound is longer before da than before ta. This is another special characteristic. The vowel sound is longer before da than before ta. Notice here, road. So the sound O is longer. Road. Now the second, wrote. Wrote is shorter, because you have the sound ta. Road, wrote. Road, wrote. The second, board. Board. The vowel sound is longer. The second one, bought. Bought. Bought is shorter. And notice here these special characteristics. The third, you often don't hear a ta or da when it's between other consonant sounds. So facts sounds like facts, and next week sounds like next week. This is what I'm talking to you. We are going to reduce sounds. We're going to elite sounds. We're going to take it out sounds. For example, tell me all the facts. And this is very tricky, no? Because you have ka, ta, s, 3 consonants together. Ka, ta, s. Facts. Facts. And it's so tricky. It's difficult to pronounce. So what do the native, notice, native speakers do that. So they are going to take out one sound. This is a general rule. When we have 3 or 4 consonants together, we take out one of them. Most of the time is the sound which is in the middle. For example, facts. I'm gonna say it slowly. Facts. So we have ka, ta, s. So we have 3 sounds. I'm gonna write it here. Just give me a second. Where is it here in order to understand it better? Yeah? Let's see. I'm going to make it bigger. Just give me a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are analyzing, remember, we are analyzing the word facts. Okay? This word. Oh, it's too thin. Yeah. It's better. Facts. Notice we have 3 sounds. Here we are going to produce 3 sounds. The sound ka, the sound ta, and the sound s. Remember, 3 sounds. I'm talking about sounds, not letters. Yeah, sounds, because the letters you have C, T, S, but the sounds are ka, ta, s. So what are we gonna do? And native speakers do. 3 consonants together. Yeah. We omit one of them. Which one do we omit? The middle sound. Which is the middle sound? So, unluckily, the middle sound is the sound ta. So you don't pronounce it. You don't pronounce the sound ta. You say facts. That's why here says that it is similar. No, this is similar to the word facts. 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 So you're going to produce these two words in the same way, because the first word you omit one sound because you have three consonants, ka, ta, s. So you omit the middle consonant. In this case, is the consonant ta. Now, let's pass to the other. Here, the word next. Notice here, next week. So notice here how many sounds do we have. So we have two words, and we are going to connect these two words, and we're going to have four consonant sounds. We have the consonant ka, the consonant s. I want to make it smaller. Yeah. Okay. Notice here the consonant ka, s, ta, wo. Ka, s, ta, wo. We have four consonants. Remember, the letter X represents two sounds. The sounds ka, s. This is the letter X. Then we have the letter T, sound ta, and then week starts with a consonant sound wo. So we have four consonants together. When you speak connected in a connected way, you need to join words. So you say, I tell you next week. You don't say, I tell you next week. No, this is in a slowly way. No, in a slow way. I'll tell you next week. But when you speak connected, when you speak in a connected way, you say, I'll tell you next week. Next. So what do? You're going to omit the sound ta. And you say next week. Next week. So it means that you're going to say it like the word next, the plural, no, the body, the parts of the body, neck, plural, next, 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 similar, all right? I'll tell you next week, next week, and next week. The ta sound is omitted. You don't pronounce the sound ta. Notice here. So we call this elision. Ya les voy anticipando uno. So here you have one type of, this is phonology. Notice we are doing, here is phonology, because we are analyzing the sounds in a connected way, how they work together, how they work together. What is the interaction between sounds? This is phonology. What we are doing right now is phonology. How do we call this? Notice here. We are going to call this elision. Remember this name? Elision. This is a phonological process. So we are going to take it out one sound. We are going to take one sound out. We don't pronounce one sound. I tell you next week. So this is elision. Remember, we call this elision. Then in phonology, we are going to analyze it better. All right. So let's pass to the other two sounds. Okay, so we have the sound ta and the sound da. Remember, sound ta and sound da. Let's continue with the other sounds. Here we have the sound ka and the sound ga. K, ga, k, ga. So these are velar. Remember, these are velar sounds because we're going to use the back part of the tongue to the soft palate. No? And they are plosive because you stop and then release it. No? Stop and release. Stop and release. No? So plosive velar sounds. The first sound is voiceless. No K. K is the letter. No. K no. Remember, similar to the other pa and ta, this is produced with aspiration. Notice the paper moves, right? So it means that you produce it with aspiration. Let's pass to the sound and spelling. Ka is usually spelled with the letter C, letter K, or CK, and sometimes with the letter CH. Listen and say these words. With the letter C, car, cat, careful, clean, close, color, fact. Notice you write letter C, but you pronounce it K. With the letter K, keep, key, kind, kitchen, desk, like, talk, walk. With the letter CK, back, black, check, pocket, tick. With the letter CH, school, stomach, stomach, chemist, chemist, architect, architect. So we have the letter CH, but you pronounce K. Now, let's pass to the other points. Ka, wo, notice here we have two sounds. Ka, wo is often spelled with the letters QU. Ka, wo is often spelled with the letters QU. Quick, quiet, qua, qua. Notice you're producing two consonants. Ka, wo. Quick, qu, 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 quick, quiet, quarter. Two consonants. Notice here, two consonants. Ka, wa. Is not a consonant and a vowel. No, 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 no. Two consonants. Quiet, quarter. The second point. Ka, s is often spelled with the letter X. Now, this is what I told you before. Fax, six, taxi. So we have two sounds, one letter. The letter K is silent in a few words. No, ni, knife. So you don't pronounce the letter K. Let's pass to the sentences. 1. Look in the kitchen cupboard. 2. Keep your keys in your pocket. And notice here that you have the sound K. Let's continue with the sound G. G. It's similar, but again, the difference is in the aspiration, apart from the voice, no? Because the first one is voiceless, no vibration, but the second one is voice with vibration. But the other difference is the aspiration. The paper moves. Now, the second sound, G, 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 G. The paper doesn't move. No aspiration. Remember, no aspiration. The first one with aspiration, the second one with no aspiration. So we have the sound K, G, K, G. Don't forget it. Let's continue with that sound and spelling. G is usually spelled with the letter G. Notice the difference. G is the sound. G is the letter. Don't get confused. With the letter G or double G. Garden, girl, glass, go, gold, go, hungry, bag, leg, egg, big. Big or bigger? Let me see. Yeah, bigger. So here you have this. Now, let's pass to the point. This is something interesting too. We have seen before that the letter X, we usually pronounce the letter X with the sound K and S. K, S. But there are some times that you're going to use the voice sounds because you produce with the voiceless sounds. Now, notice here that you're going to produce it with a voice sound, with vibration. G, Z, G, Z, G, Z. Listen and say these words. Exam, exam. And notice how you pronounce it. Exam. Exactly. Exactly. So the letter X is pronounced with two different sounds, with the sound G, Z. G, Z. Exam. 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 Z, Z. Exam. Exactly. 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 Notice you change the pronunciation of this letter X. We commonly, I'm going to repeat it again. We commonly pronounce this letter X with the sound K, six, no? But in these words, exam and exactly, you change with the voice sounds. Ga, z, ga, z. All right? Now, let's pass to the notes. The first note, the letter G is silent in some words too. Foreigner, sign, high, bot. So you don't pronounce the letter G. The second note, there is usually no G sound in words like sing. This is what I talked to you a few minutes ago. Sing, singing, singer, no singer, no, singer, singer. If you go to the dictionary and you look up the phonetic transcription, so you don't find a symbol which represents the sound ga. You just find the symbol for the sound and then you have singer, 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 singing, sings, sing. And notice this consonant. Then I'm going to show you in a dictionary. If you don't believe me, please, you can use your dictionaries. No, the teacher? No, teacher. No, it's not true. No, no, no. It's not possible. Singer, not teacher. Singer. No, it's not singer. Singer, singer, singer. No gut sound. Remember, no gut sound. Some words have a silent U after G. Listen and say these words. Guess, guest, dialogue. So the letter U is not pronounced. Listen and say these sentences. Can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? 2. Are you going jogging again? Are you going jogging again? Again, notice again. Let's pass to the gray box. You often don't hear ka or ga clearly in the middle or at the end of a word. Notice here, I light a film. First, I'm going to do it slowly, slowly. When you pronounce clearly these sounds. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If you say, I liked, you pronounce the ka strongly, it's okay. I'm not saying that you are pronouncing wrong. No, 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 no. Don't tell Mr. Gation, tell me that it's not correct to say the ka. No, 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 no. I'm saying that in order to have this natural accent as a native speakers do, so you have to do these processes. You're going to change sounds, take out sounds, assimilate sounds, link sounds. They do that. All right? They do that. So, please, your microphones. What happened? What happened? Please turn off your microphones. Tony-san. All right. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to say these sentences first slowly. Yeah, slowly. Then in a connected way. So, 1. I liked the film. The acting was perfect. Yeah, notice with all the sounds pronounced. I didn't take out any sounds. I liked the film. The acting was perfect. Now, in a connected way, listen. I liked a film. The acting was perfect. Notice here, I like. Notice the cat is soft or disappear. I like the film. I like the film. I like the film. Notice I like the film. The acting was perfect. 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 I don't say perfect. Cat. The cat sound disappear. The cat is not pronounced. The acting. The acting. The acting. The acting was perfect. And notice you disappear sounds. You pronounce the sounds not so clear, very soft, or you don't pronounce them. The second sentence, first slowly. Now, first slowly. Do you like the folk music? Do you like the folk music? Slowly. This is in a slow way. I repeat again. If you pronounce like this, it's perfect. I'm not saying that you're pronouncing wrong. No, 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 no. What I want to say, what I mean is, if you take out sounds, you are going to sound more like a native speaker. Remember, more like a native speaker. What they do, what they usually do. So now, in a connected way, do you like for music? Do you like for music? Do you like? Do you like? Notice el do you. I connected these two words together. Do you becomes do, 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 do. Do you like for music? Do you like for music? Notice here the K sound is not pronounced strongly. It's very soft or disappear. Number 3. First slowly. First slowly. It was a dark night. Dark night. This is a slow way. No? It's okay. It's good. If you say this, it's good. It's perfect. All right? I'm not saying that you are wrong. No, 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 no. If you say, teacher, it was dark night. It's okay. It's good. No, it's great. But if you want to sound more like a native speaker, so what do you need to do? Disappear sounds. It was a dark night. It was a dark night. Notice the K is very soft or disappear. Number 4. What's your dog called? Dog. I'm saying the G sound clearly. What's your dog called? Now, connected. What's your dog called? What's your dog called? I noticed something that I did before. What's your? And this is another process. Now we're going to then analyze it. What's your dog called? What's your dog called? When you hear that, okay, what? What's your dog called? What's that, teacher? What's your dog called? No, I can understand. No, so notice this is what native speakers do. So they are going to omit sounds, they are going to elide sounds, they are going to change sounds, they are going to assimilate sounds, they are going to link sounds. This is very important. Remember to talk or to speak in a connected way. All right. Okay, let's pass to the other two sounds. Now, if you could notice, we were talking about the stop or plosive sounds, no? First, we started with the pa, ba, then ta, da, then ka, ga. So the 6 plosive sounds. Now we are going to pass to the fricative sounds. Fricatives. The first of fricatives are notice the position of my teeth and the lip. Now with vibration. Let's start with the first sound. The sound. Notice the picture. We are going to use the upper teeth. No, the upper teeth with the lower lip. And the air passes through this little space between the teeth, no, and the lip. It's very, very little space, very narrow space. So it produces friction. Notice when the air passes through these little spaces, produces friction. That's why we call them fricative. Friction, fricative. Don't forget about it. Let's first to the sound and spelling. Don't tell me F. F is the letter. No. Is usually spelled with the letter F or double F, and sometimes with the letters PH or GH. Listen and say these words. Feel, first, cafe, after, leave, off, coffee, phone, autograph, love. Notice how you pronounce the last word, love. Love. Listen and say these phrases and sentences. 1, 45. 2, a family photo. 3, I'm feeling fine. 4, the 14th of February. 5, when I asked for the autograph, she just laughed. Laughed. Notice this ed has a sound ta. Laughed. Laughed. No, laughed. Laughed. When I asked Asked. No, asked. Asked. When I asked for the autograph, she just laughed. Don't forget about it. Let's continue with the second sound. The second sound is similar. You just change the vibration. Remember, the vibration. Now, the same sound, but with vibration. All right? So, we are going to produce the two sounds together. But here we are going to do it in two ways. The first way in a separated way, and the second together. Notice, listen to me carefully, all right? All right? Yes? This is in a separated way. There is another way to pronounce these consonants. Remember when we talk about consonants, one of the difference, apart from vowel and consonants, I'm talking about vowel and consonants, one of the difference is that the interruption of air, no? Vowel sounds are not interrupted. The air is not interrupted. In consonants, the air is interrupted. This is another. When we interrupt the air, so we are going to make some sounds, yeah, are continuants and some sounds are obstruent. What does it mean? Obstruent is when you stop the air. For example, the 6 previous sounds, pa, ta, ba, ga, ka, they are obstruent because you produce it just once. You cannot make the sounds longer. No, it's not possible to say pa, no, pa, no. This is not correct, right? You say just once. Pa, ta, da. So we call these sounds obstruents. But there are other sounds, consonant sounds, that are continuants. So what does it mean? It means that you produce the sound as long as you can. For example, the sound, you can produce it for a long time, no? Notice? The other. And you can make it longer, no? Until you drip it out. So these are continuants. So we are going to use this continuant characteristic to produce the two sounds together. Look at me. You have to look at me. I'm going to take a deep breath, yeah? I'm going to produce the two sounds together without stopping. The first we did it stopping, no? So this is one by one, no? Now both together. Notice you have to take a deep breath. Yeah, you can practice this at home. Yeah, and say the sounds together. I don't know if you could hear it well. Yeah, but I produced the two sounds together with no pauses, with just one breath. I didn't take two breaths. No, just one. Notice I didn't stop. I produced the two sounds together continuously. That's why we say that these two sounds are continuants. Remember, continuant sounds. Some consonants are continuants, other consonants are obstruent. Okay, let's pass to the sound and spelling. V, v. Remember, v. Very, no berry, be, no, be, no, it's not bilabial, it's not bilabial, it's labiodental. Very, make the sound longer. Very, travel, travel, travel. Every, have, have. Leave, leave, v, with vibration. Remember, one more time. Very, travel, travel. Every, have, leave, leave. Now, let's pass to the sentences. 1. We are leaving at 7:05. 7. Notice, we're leaving at 7:05. 2. A visa for a 7-day visit. Visit. 3. Stephen lives in a village. Village. And remember, sometimes we produce the bilabial sound, no? Ah, yeah, teacher, yeah. We're leaving at 7:05. 7. No, it's not 7. It's 7. 7. V. 7. Village. Stephen leaves. And leaves. Visa. Visit. All right. Okay, so we have these two sounds, fricative sounds. Yeah, remember, these are labiodental fricative sounds. One is voiceless, the other is voiced. Let's continue with the other two sounds. Fricatives again. Yeah, these sounds are fricatives too. Remember, first we talked about the stop plosives. Now we are talking about the fricative sounds. These fricative sounds are interdental or dental sound. Notice the position of your tongue. Here is just behind the upper teeth, or you could put it, place it better, between the teeth. So you release the air. Notice, look at my face. This is the first sound. The second sound. Notice here the tip of my tongue. This is with vibration. Now with no vibration. All right. So this is the first sound. Let's see. Sound and spelling. Is spelled with the letters TH. Listen and say these words. Thing, thanks, 30, theater, thumb, Thursday, Thursday, 3, both, month, mouth, north, south, birthday. And remember, birthday. If you say happy birthday, no, cantamos la canción, eh? Happy birthday to you. No, it's happy birthday. Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, be careful, because if you say birthday, estamos diciendo feliz día del ave. Tener mucho cuidado. En el inglés hay que tener mucho cuidado con los sonidos, porque cambia un sonidito y cambia el significado de las palabras. Happy birthday with a TH, birthday, happy birthday, all right? Okay, let's pass to the sentences. Number 1. I thought April the 12th was a Tuesday, but it's a Thursday. So you have thought. This is the past tense of think, no? Think, thought. 12. This is the ordinal number, no? 12, 12. Don't forget to pronounce the TH. Don't forget to pronounce the TH. 12, 12. And the last one, Thursday, Thursday. Number 2. I've got 3 birthdays this month. 3 birthdays? What do you mean? My wives, my sons, and my daughters. So you have 3 birthdays, months. Don't forget about this. Number 3, if it's 13 degrees in the north and 13 in the south. 13 north, 30 south. 4, 1/3, 33%, isn't it? 33 and 30% to be exact. Exact. Remember, this X is pronounced with the sound G, Z, exact, exactly. Yeah, don't forget about it. So we have the sound, remember, the sound is, this is the sound. You release the air. Let's pass to the other that is similar. The difference is in the vibration again. Now you have to vibrate the sound. We are going to say the two sounds together. Yeah? The previous one and this one. The first one. This is the second, no? First, second. Now, together, as I told you before, you take a deep breath and you say the two sounds together. Notice the two sounds together without stopping. Let's continue with that sound and spelling. Remember, the sound is with vibration, with vibration. So let's start. Listen and repeat at home. This, that, these, those, then, they, father, mother, brother, other, together, weather, without, breathe, with. Notice you need to vibrate the sound. Remember, with vibration, with vibration. Let's pass to the sentences. 1A. Can I have one of those, please? Those. Remember, can I have one of those, please? These? No, the others over there. I'm exaggerating. Yeah, I'm exaggerating because in order to be recognized, not to recognize the sound, all right? The others over there. It's very important that the first times you try to exaggerate it and then you can produce it naturally. Now, let's continue with number 2. 2 coffees, please, with milk, one with and one without. One without, without. So you use the vibration, remember? The vibration, all right? Okay, let's pass to the other, I think the 2 last sounds for today. Yeah, so remember, we are going to continue this part because we are not going to complete the whole consonants. So next class, we're going to finish with these other consonants and then pass to phonology. Yeah? So we're going to finish the class with these 2 consonants, the consonant S and the consonant Z. S, Z. Again, fricative, both are fricatives. Now, what is the place of articulation? Alveolar. Fricative alveolar sounds. The first sound, S, again, voiceless, no vibration. S, S, S. Sound and spelling. S is usually spelled with the letter S. Don't be confused. S, the sound. S, the letter. The letter S, double S, or C, and sometimes SC. Listen and say these words. Sit, sister, bus, class, glasses, city, circle, pencil, place, police, pronounce, science, scissors. All right, we have the sound S. The letter X is usually pronounced, here says always, here doesn't say always, usually, because sometimes remember that you pronounce this X with the sound G, Z, with the sounds K, S. 6, next. Let's pass to the phrases and sentences. 1. Summer in the city. 2. Have you seen my glasses? 3. So, I'll see you in the same place next Saturday. 4. I saw your sister on the bus yesterday. 5. My science lessons were the most interesting. So you have here the sound S, S, S. Let's pass to the second. The second is similar. The difference is in the vibration again. S. This sound now vibrated. Z, S, Z. So this sound is Z, Z, Z. no? Like the sound made by the mosquito, no? Zzz, zzz, or maybe the vibration of a cell phone, no? Zzz, zzz, zzz. All right? So we have these two sounds together. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Now, without stopping. Until my drive is out. No? Now, let's continue with the sound and spelling. The sound Z is usually spelled with the letter S or Z, and sometimes with double S or double Z. Listen and say these words. Gives, notice you write with the letter S, but you don't pronounce it with the sound S. You pronounce it with the sound Z. Gives, gives. This is another assimilation process. Then I'm going to explain you about it. Sisters, easy, husband, roses, zoo, zero, size, Caesars, Caesars, jazz, jazz. And notice here, be careful here on the pronunciation of the S. If you notice, the S, the letter S is used in the present simple tense with he, she, it, no? He eats, he stops, he gives. Notice we change the pronunciation. You write with the letter S, but you pronounce with the sound Z. Gives, gives. And it's also used in plurals. So you have sister, sisters, z, no, sisters, no, z, sisters, sisters, z, roses, roses. Don't forget about it. Then I'm going to explain you the reason why. Why do we do that? Now, let's pass to the sentences. 1. What time does the zoo close? 2. My favorite music is jazz. Really? Well, it's always interesting, but it isn't always easy to listen to. It isn't always easy. Roses are my favorite flowers. Flowers. Z, z, flowers. And notice here that you're going to use the sound z. Z. Okay. So, as I told you before, we have here more consonants, but we are going to finish these consonants next class. Yeah, we're going to take some parts of the time of phonology. Before talking about phonology, we're going to finish with these consonant sounds. As I told you before, you have all the audios, yeah, all the audios in the Google Classroom, yeah. So you can listen these audios, yeah, you can listen to these audios in your house. I'd advise you to record your voice and compare it with a native speaker. Oh yeah, I'm going to record it. Not use yourself on your tablet, laptop, I don't know. Nowadays we have a lot of devices, gadgets to record our voices. And then listen to the original audio and listen to you. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's okay, I got it, yeah, and you pass to another sound. This is very important to do, to practice. Remember, practice the sounds. And also, I don't know if I have enough time. I want to show you. Let me see. Let's make it quick. Yeah. I know that you have your smartphones or cell phones, no, and it's very common to download apps and install apps, no. So I want to show you. This is a Google Play Store. This is a Play Store. You right here, sounds. And you have here a lot of apps in order to practice the pronunciation. Let me show you one of them. I don't know. Let's see. This is not what I wanted to show you. I don't know what happened. Let me see here. If you can see, you have a lot. You have a lot. Let me see. Sounds of speech. You can try some of them. Some of them are free. Some of them you need to pay them, so you can look it up, which is for paying or which is free. Oh, what happened? I think it's not here. For example, this is one of the apps that I've asked you to use, but you need to pay. It has a web page. It has a web page that you can see videos, and also you can listen to some words. Yeah? I don't know what happened with the other app. I wanna show you. I don't know what happened. Let me see here. Just give me a second. Oh, my lights turned off. Oh, yeah. Okay. In my neighborhood, the lights went out. Oh no.